Ish's contract with the Joe Budden Network is over?
I don't have a contract to sign.
You know today's like the last day of your contract.
I don't feel good today. I can't. Why would I not come to work next week? I don't have a contract to sign.
On the most recent Patreon, it seemed like Ish and Joe Budden's contract is up. And this would track with previous talks about Ish's contract. Remember 2 years ago, Ish and Joe Budden had that classic contract episode, Hakuna Matata, where they outlined a bunch of drama behind the scenes and how they valued each other. And Ish was saying that he's not entry level, blah, blah, blah. It's been 2 years since that episode. And now we arrive to today, where Joe Budden and Ish are saying that their contract is up. And Joe Budden is technically saying, Ish isn't part of the network or something like that. Now, this could be COE. And we do have to see if Ish does return. I mean, I don't even know if these people have contracts in the traditional sense where they sign for 2 years, or if they just renegotiate and go episode by episode. We'll pay you this per episode. I mean, are these guys like LeBron James and so on and so forth? Or are they just paid per game? That's something we have to examine. But like he usually tends to do, Queen's Flip would steal the show by talking about his contract, and he would reveal that a lot of things changed as a result of his new deal. He said that previously he had some type of, agreement in place where he could miss one episode and one Patreon and still receive more payment for the episodes that he missed. But now he can miss an unlimited episodes, unlimited amount of episodes, but he doesn't get paid for the episodes he misses.
No, I was able to get a day off and a Patreon off. It's no longer. They took that off the table.
Remember, you got to take 2 episodes off?
I don't know nothing about
today.
What nobody else contract.
That's his version, because he always tell half a story. Today, he can take mad days off.
But you just don't get paid for the day.
That's the problem.
So maybe he actually did get a pay raise. Maybe he actually did have to, agree to something he didn't want to agree. And it's probably better for Joe to have Queen's Flip in that type of deal, as Queen's Flip is unpredictable. And if you want to miss a bunch of pod, go ahead. You're not getting paid, so what? So that's even more incentive for Queen's Flip to show up, because he wants the money. And I do believe Queen's Flip loves the money that he gets from the Joe Budden Network. Queen's Flip has to work on his other channels to get the money. He has to produce. He has to, is Sugar, Sexy Ray, Gay Baby, are all of these people going to come and, join my show? It's very stressful. But the Joe Budden Network allows Queen's Flip to just worry about sitting down, strolling in, and just doing his thing. And I think that's why Queen's Flip is around still, even after all of these theatrics. I mean, oh my God, this guy's always talking about how much he hates, dealing with Ian, blah, blah, blah. But he's still there. Kind of giving vibes of, I'm going to leave you, Joe. I'm not going to stick around, Joe. But we will see how that goes moving forward. And like I said before, I think these people are paid per podcast. Their contract can end at any moment. These guys aren't signed for a long period of time, maybe 2 years, if that. And as to what Ish's status on the pod is moving forward, Ish seems content to just show up to the pod and just chill. I don't get the impression that he's leaving the pod. But at some point, I would think Joe would like to hire people who want to make the podcast better. I don't think anybody on the show is thinking about how can they put the Joe Budden podcast in a place to transcend its previous success. They've hit a ceiling, and as a result, Joe Budden's pivot to that is just to add people. He did the same with Ish and Ice. When they hit a ceiling, he brought in Flip and Melissa Ford. But what does he do when Flip, Melissa Ford, Ish, and Ice hit a ceiling? Well, he brings in Mark Lamont and Jaywan. Jaywan obviously didn't pan out, although it was a 3-month contract, right? There wasn't nothing wrong with that. So at a certain point, Joe's going to have to make the decision of just removing people or moving them around, because some of these folks aren't trying to make the show a better spot. They're trying to just show up and maintain the show as it is. And maybe Ish re-signing does help the network. It does kind of make things stay solid because Ish is one of the more popular members of the Joe Budden podcast history. I think only behind Rory and Maul. But time will tell, and we will see what happens. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are you looking forward to Ish re-signing? Do you feel like this is COE? I think his contract did run up. They're just trying to find a way to properly compensate him, boost his money, but not boost it too much to the point where he's overpaid and maybe making more than he should be, considering how much he dedicates to the show. Who knows how much he really gives, how much he really, participates in the creative side of everything. All right, y'all. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.